Hey, this is Shannon Holton, Real Salty Dietitian and owner of Sound Growth Nutrition and Wellness. For today's My Truth Tuesday, I wanted to go on a little rant about food prices. Now, you may think you know where this is going, but I can guarantee you this is going to go in a little different direction. As a dietitian, I've spent a lot of years talking with students and with clients about the concept that healthy food is more expensive. And even as of late, there's been lots of social media posts about comparing the cost of common convenience foods. For example, I saw one earlier this week that really kind of set me off about French fries from a fast food versus a fruit cup. And number one, the post wasn't true. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but since the first of the year, a lot of fast food restaurants have tremendously increased their prices. So, for example, that medium fry at McDonald's is about $3.79 now, which is pretty comparable to a fruit cup at a convenience store. So I that sets me off and makes me upset. And it also frustrates me because a lot of people will carry on that perception, and then it prohibits you from even looking for those healthier options because you just go straight to the convenience thinking that it's going to be cheaper. It may have been at one time, and there may be times when it's still example by example, you'll find situations where that's the case. But overall, it really isn't true. And those media posts cause a lot of rage. I actually consider those kinds of posts, we call them in our house, and I know other people probably call them this, they're basically rage bait. They're meant to make you angry and upset and indignant about the state of our country and our world, and it's really frustrating, especially when they're not true. So it perpetuates those frustrations and those feelings when we could actually just clear it up, clarify it, and then maybe you would be a little less angry. I don't know. Maybe you'll still be angry. I also think about cost of things and how people have really focused on food and gas over the years, especially the last few years. The cost of gas prices, the cost of food prices, those are what you're seeing constantly being generated in social media and frustrations and posts. And if you look at the bigger picture, the cost of everything has gone up. I mean, I don't know how somebody working a middle class job can even afford to buy a house anymore. We're just lucky that we've been living in our house a while and we bought it when prices were at a lower, cost, lower interest rates. House prices are crazy. Has anyone tried to buy a truck lately? Pickup truck? Yeah, no. Anyway, the cost of other things like, airfare, hotels, everything is more expensive. But for some reason, we do tend to focus on food. So my mission that I see fit to take the challenge of is to help to clarify a little bit about food costs and help to provide some reassurance that you can buy groceries at much lower rates than what the average American states. So, the published data about the average cost of groceries is between $240 to $350 a week for a family, so a household with children. That is a range that covers all the different states and the different geographic areas that has been surveyed. So obviously, probably more expensive in some states like California or in bigger cities like Miami. My usual grocery prices are between $120 to $190 a week, and we have 5 people in our household. So I do have a methodology and a process that I go through to be able to do that. And it's something that anybody can do. It's not a mystery or a secret. It's about, meal planning and sticking to that list. Grocery shopping without children is really a good idea. And also things that you can do to be flexible with that when you get to the grocery store and find something that's on clearance or on sale. So when we talk about the concept of healthy food being more expensive, the thing I want to address with that is about perspective. Per serving, you might find this to be the case. I taught for several years an introductory nutrition class at one of the local universities. And one of the things that always came up in our discussion boards was that unhealthy food is cheaper. So that's what I buy because I'm on a budget. And I ask them to do a cost comparison per serving, but then I turn it around again because a lot of times people use a bag of chips as a comparison to like a bag of carrots, like the baby carrots that are pre-washed and peeled and portioned. And they will do it serving to serving. But I also will challenge you to think of the last time that you only ate 8 or 12 chips. That's usually what the serving size is of potato chips. So most people do not eat one serving of chips. So a bag of chips actually doesn't go as far. And I don't know if anybody's, cost compared lately, but for example, a bag of Doritos that I bought for lunches last week, and when it's not on sale, it's like 5.49 for a party size bag of Doritos. And you can buy that bag of baby carrots for in that $2 to $3 range, something along those lines. So the healthy food is cheaper. And it's just again about how you portion it, how you look at it, the way that you put that spin on it. It's also related to willingness to do a little bit of prep work. I take every Sunday to top and portion and pre prep things that I know I'm going to use throughout the week, particularly mostly for lunches. Lastly, it really is about shopping smart. There's ways around the excessively hiked food prices these days. I promise. If you meal plan, that's a first step because then you know when you're going to the grocery store for the week that you're buying everything that you're going to use for that week. And you're not just buying because, oh, well, this looks good, or I don't think I have any of that. And you come home and then realize on Tuesday that you don't really have anything to prepare for dinner and end up buying convenience food. So, shopping smart is a part of that meal planning. So, within the meal planning, I also really encourage people to be flexible. An example of that for us is Taco Tuesday. We love tacos in our house. And I say we collectively because it's driven mostly by my children over the years. But we've evolved to not only limit our Taco Tuesday to the standard, ground beef tacos. Some weeks, if I can find a good price on chicken, we'll have shredded chicken tacos. Some weeks, I might find a beef roast that's been put on clearance and we'll have shredded beef tacos. I even use pork. A pork loin is a very lean, cheap cut of meat, but it's also very tough if you try to bake it or roast it. So it goes really good in a crock pot with some taco seasoning and shred it afterwards. It's not as dry and boring that way. And we'll have pork tacos. So being flexible with your menu is also important. Other meals where I have flexibility is rice and gravy. We call it generally rice and gravy in our house. That's a generic term for meat in a gravy with rice. It doesn't always have to be one kind of meat. Sometimes we use chicken, sometimes we use the center cut, like lean pork chops, depending on what's on sale or on clearance. And also, when you're looking at produce, being flexible, I know that I'm going to buy fruits and vegetables every week because I have fruits and vegetables with lunches and dinners. And I don't always know which ones I'm going to buy. I don't make a list that say I'm going to buy green beans or I'm going to buy broccoli. I go into the grocery store with an open mind to say, what am I going to buy that is on sale? And I know in general the things that our household likes to eat. So I'm not going to buy, beets if they're on sale because no one in my house eats beets. I'm not going to buy Brussels sprouts because no one in our house eats Brussels sprouts. But I do have enough of a variety that I will buy either apples or bananas or grapes or strawberries, especially right now with them being in season and local. That ability to be flexible with how you put together your meals in your meal plan and outline a skeleton of a meal plan that then can be flexible once you're in the grocery store and actually purchasing the foods that are mostly or all on sale if you can find it. Another tip that I always do is if I'm particularly brand loyal, I kind of learn the patterns of when those items go on sale. And I make sure that when it is on sale or when I know it's going to be on sale, that I choose that food item for that week. If you're not brand loyal, then you can buy whichever brand is on sale for the week. There's lots of different ways to save money. It's one of my favorite things to do for coaching and counseling with families. I love to do the meal planning and shopping experience. And that is sort of kind of my, like I said, dorky, nerdy background, I guess. But Overall, this is really driven by my frustration with the rage that has been associated with the cost of food. I don't think it's fair to single out food because it is important. It is a priority, and a lot of people are cutting corners when it comes to food because of costs. A lot of people out there are food insecure, and cutting a bill here or there isn't going to make that difference for them. That's where and why I do the counseling and the coaching related to purchasing and how to grocery shop. So the next time you see one of those angry memes that is trying to make you mad about the cost of bacon or the cost of fruit, also think about the perspective. Make sure it's true first before you share it and make other people mad. And also remember that it'll probably be on sale next week and you can buy it on sale. I hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you soon.